Hi everyone, Craig here. Mulching your garden. Why? With what? And when? I'm going to talk through everything about the process of mulching your garden, and I'll tell you the whole host of benefits you can get from doing this simple job in your garden. So what can you mulch your garden with? There are so many good organic options out there. Some of my favourites include compost, wood chip, leaf mould, straw and well-rotted horse manure. So let's talk about the important part. Why on earth would you spend the time mulching your garden? As I said at the start of the video, there are so many benefits to this simple task. Each depends on whether you're mulching in autumn or spring. So let's talk about an autumn mulching first. When you grow your plants and they slowly die back in autumn, the perennial plants have either thick roots, rhizomes, corms or bulbs underground, which is their way of surviving dormancy in winter, and then they'll regrow again in spring. But so many plants are half hardy or borderline hardy, and they need protection from long persisting, penetrating cold weather. Applying a mulch in autumn is ideal, because if you apply a layer that's about 2 to 4 inches thick, basically lay it down as thick as you can afford to, it's going to form a lovely blanket over the top of the soil that's going to form a nice warm barrier that will prevent any cold penetrating into the ground and damaging the roots or rhizomes or corms or bulbs of those perennial plants that you want to survive winter. Now, the ideal thing to mulch with in autumn is something like wood chip, because you don't need it to be nutrient rich. All of these plants are going into dormancy, so they can't actively use the nutrients that are in the organic matter. So just something like wood chip is great. And if you apply it thickly, wood chip or a compost will decompose, and as it's decomposing, it's going to generate heat. And the heat inside of that layer of decomposing organic matter is going to help buffer cold winter temperatures. You might have actually seen it in local allotments or in your own garden. When you put fresh compost down and it snows or there's a frost, there's a patch that thaws out much quicker than everywhere else, and that will be where you've put fresh compost or mulch. It's a fantastic way to protect your favourite perennial plants during the cold winter months. Now, one of the main benefits of mulching regularly, that's year on year, is that organic material is going to be worked into the ground and be incorporated into your soil structure. So it can actually help improve the soil in your garden, which improves and widens the range of plants that you can grow. For me, I've got heavy clay soil, so I mulch with spent mushroom compost, which is rich in fungal life, and it's made of composted chicken manure and straw, and it is a fantastic soil conditioner. And for clay soil, it opens up that soil structure and stops it being claggy and impossible to work with. If you've got sandy soil, that organic matter is going to help bulk up the soil structure and help it retain and hold water and nutrients better, because sandy soils are renowned for just being free draining and they need constant watering. So by mulching your garden, you're actually going to reduce the amount of hours and water you need to spend caring for your garden, which is a massive bonus for gardeners, especially if you live somewhere with very hot, dry summers. But there's still more benefits of mulching for the gardener. If you apply a thick mulch in spring, it's going to starve any unwanted or problematic weeds of light. Any dormant weed seeds that are sitting on the surface of the soil won't have the opportunity to germinate, because that thick layer of mulch is going to starve them of light, which means as a gardener we have to spend less time weeding, and weeding is not the best job in the garden. I probably weed my garden 2 or 3 times a year, and it's no more than a handful of weeds, and that's because I mulch. Mulching has been a huge help in that respect for me. So how do you go about mulching your garden? I really do think it is one of the simplest jobs in the garden that reaps the most reward. The process is easy. Once you've got your hands on the material that you've chosen to use in your garden, you simply apply a layer of it as thick as you can afford over the surface of the soil. Job done. Nature will take care of the rest. The worms will bring the mulch down into your garden soil and incorporate it with what's already there. Any plants that you want to survive will push up through, and all of the weeds, or most of them, will be suppressed. There are problems that can occur with mulching, so let's cover those quickly. If you get poor quality organic material, say poor quality compost that is full of weed seeds, obviously the weeds in that mulch are still going to germinate, which is not what we want. So ensure that you are using good quality compost that is free from any weed seeds. Secondly, if you're using wood chip as a mulch in your garden and you've got it from a local arborist or tree surgeon, make sure that it's free from any pests or diseases, and a particular problem is honey fungus. Now this is a fungus that eats lignin, and lignin is wood. So if you're putting wood chip into your garden and you've got prize shrubs or trees and you're introducing honey fungus into the garden, it's gonna start to destroy your own plants. So make sure you speak to someone who is honest and you get pest and disease and honey fungus free wood chips. Another problem that you might come across is as you apply your mulch, some people use hops. The mulch can get quite hot, and if you pile it on thick, it's great for so many things, but you don't want it to be stacked up against the stem of woody shrubs, because it can cause them to become soft and to rot. Herbaceous plants cope with mulching much better, but you can mulch around your woody shrubs just by leaving a gap around the base of the shrub, and it's going to allow that mulch to penetrate down into the soil. You'll get all of the other benefits and it won't damage your shrub. One of the things I love about mulching your garden is it's just emulating what happens naturally in a forest. Every winter the leaves fall from the trees, sticks fall, and it creates a layer of organic matter on the forest floor. Over time, this matter decays and decomposes and feeds the ground, and the cycle starts again. Mulching in your garden is just encouraging and helping this process in your own patch of paradise. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you've got any further tips, feel free to add them in the comments section below and just add to this shared knowledge of the Grow Paradise community. If you've enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing if you haven't already. It's one of the best ways to support the channel. And feel free to check out the plant and seed shop, and all of the links are at the end of the video or in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.